Everyone likes forecasting, right? What's so special about creating a forecast in the hospitality industry? Is there an easy way to achieve this? Welcome to Never Check Out. We welcome Maarten Diepenmaat in our studio. Maarten is one of the owners of Statler.bi. I know Maarten for more than 20 years. Maarten worked his whole life in the hotel industry. Maarten, what's so intelligent about hotel intelligence?
Hi, Josh. Well, first of all, thanks for the invite. As you said, we go back a long way. I didn't really remember that, but we do. Our path seems to keep crossing throughout our careers.
Absolutely.
Hospitality intelligence is what we call, it's a combination, obviously, of hospitality and business intelligence. And it's basically what we do at Statler. So at Statler.bi, we are a budget and forecast platform. And we are a BI platform. And so basically what we do is we help our clients set up their budget, their forecasting, maintaining their forecasting, and grab all that data, pull it into a BI platform, add a lot of additional data to it. And then the end result is that we present our clients with all the necessary information that they need, required to run their operations.
Okay.
On a financial and operational level.
And Statler was founded like a few years ago, right?
Yeah, Statler was founded like about 10, 11 years ago.
Okay.
And we've been growing steadily since then.
And what was the main purpose for founding the company?
Well, the main
Because
purpose...
I remember you were an IT manager and running around at NH and other hotel properties.
Yeah.
So what triggered you to start with Statler?
Well, as you said, I've worked a lot in hotel IT, but one of my passions is always automating processes. And so at some point in my career, I decided that it was time to leave NH. I did a couple of other things between that. And then I met my current partner in Statler, Stefan van der Heerwaarde. Stefan is a controller, financial controller. So we hooked up again and we decided to start developing software for the hotel industry. Now, one of the first software processes that we wanted to automate is the whole process of budgeting, forecasting, and creating relevant data from there. And in the hotel industry, it is still today very common to do this Excel-based. So Excel sheets are being created, sent throughout the organization. Everybody has to do their input there. And as you probably also know, hotels Excel sheets tend to get corrupted.
Yep.
People accidentally delete formulas, so it gets to get incorrect. But the main issue is always that knowing exactly what is the last version and the correct version of the data.
And it's all manual input then?
It's manual input. Everybody has to sort of perform his insights and put it directly into an Excel sheet, which makes it super complicated. So it's complicated to build it. It's more complicated even to maintain it. And especially in larger organizations, it's a nightmare because
spending hours every month and the human factor is there.
That's it. It's super prone for errors or accidental deletions or so that's.
So that was the reason.
So main reason. So that was the main reason.
So you made a platform around it.
Yeah. So we built back then. We built what is still our core platform within our complete platform. It's a MyStatler platform in which we build a hotel or a hotel chain configuration, and we allow access to people in the hotels to add and edit and update initially their budget information.
Okay.
All this information is structured in a specific way. So the hotel industry has a very specific type of reporting, right? It's called the USALI reporting standard. It's the Uniform System of Accounts for the lodging industry.
Okay.
Now, this was initially created by a guy in the early 30s and his name was Ellsworth Statler. And so hence the name Statler. So he was a hotelier, and he has a couple of quite remarkable things that he did within the hotel industry. So he had the first hotel worldwide in which every room had its own a shower or bathtub, for example. He did a couple of pretty remarkable things. But he had a friend who was more like an economic guy, and Ellsworth Statler was looking for a way to be able to compare hotel results between each other, do benchmarking basically.
Okay.
And that's when this idea was born to build a unified standard for reporting hotel results.
Statler is one of the Muppets as well, right, or not?
And Statler is one of the Muppets.
Guys on
the old guys, you know the old guys.
Yeah, of course.
And as we sit here now.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but Statler and
similarity.
No, they're called Statler and Waldorf. And actually, so Statler was a hotelier. Waldorf, obviously, was also a hotelier. I never know really which is which. That doesn't really matter, but they're pretty grumpy old men. So and then we started building our platform.
Yeah.
And we made it so that it adheres to this USALI reporting standard. But that's not only on the output side. So if you want to do that, you have to start building your database to be able to do it in that way, to structure the data in that way, make sure that, because the one of the main purposes of this USALI reporting standard is that you're able to benchmark between hotels. Yep. So all your KPIs are built in the same way. And also internally, that you can, establish the profitability of departments. The whole F&B department, or the bar, or the various sub-departments. So by standardizing this, that grew to be the USALI reporting standard. And we built our Statler platform in a way that all our output adheres to this standard. Yeah.
And then your input is obviously 1 million applications then, or?
Input is 1 million applications, although the budget phase, that the first time we set up the report for a new the budget for a new client, there's a lot of manual work there. So you have to create the database, make all the connections in the proper way, set up the organizational configuration like that, and then people start adding their data in there. What we do, however, is that we have a load of calculations in the system that create certain dependencies within the budget. So your stupid example is always, your linen cost is always based on how many rooms you are selling. So if your linen cost is €3 per room sold, then you can create that dependency. That means that once you build the budget, and basically most hoteliers, they start building the budget saying, okay, this is my average room rate for the coming year, and this is my occupancy, and from that follows the revenue, but from that also follows the number of guests in house, etc., etc. Yeah. So you can have all these dependencies that we lock into the budget, and then we can build from there. So basically, we build the budget in a way that you have the dependencies, you put in the data, then the budget is complete at some point. And once it's complete and everybody's happy with it, we close the budget, a forecast is created, and that is then being used throughout the year to maintain your running forecast. So that's basically it.
Okay. And basically you guys help also with the implementation, and it's not just the platform.
Absolutely. No. We usually help with the implementation. It depends. Some we have clients that if they have a new hotel, they set up their new hotel, it's no problem. We have clients that prefer it if we do it. Usually we do the first 1 or 2 hotels, and then the client can take it from there and just add the hotels. Okay. Because as with any platform, with any software platform, the initial implementation is key. If you do it right, it will work for you. If you do it not right, it will work against you in the end.
So you first set up the whole shebang?
Yep.
But then it's not based on history, or is it? Because
No.
you first set it up, then you hook up all the systems, and then you start creating data.
Yeah, so next to this budget and forecast platform, we have our BI core, right? And into this BI core, we pull all this information. So the budget and forecast information, but we also connect it to PMSs, to time registration platforms, to purchasing systems or purchasing information or whatever we have available. So hotels nowadays, they have many systems, right? It used to be just a PMS and an account system, and that was about it. And now they have all these specialized subsystems doing all different sorts of tasks.
You only pull information from those systems, or do you write back as well?
No, we pull all the information in.
Okay.
We don't do write backs yet. That is something that I foresee happening in the future as well. Because once you have your information and you can implement some logic. For example, your staffing forecast is a direct result from your occupancy forecast.
Right.
Currently, there's no relation between the two, other than that we pull it in. In the future, I foresee that we're going to get an updated revenue or occupancy forecast, and from there we start feeding the staffing system, and we're saying, okay, it's going to be a busy day, it's going to be like an A day or a B day or a C day or something like that, and from there
you can act upon it.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and you're pulling in this information. Is that a manual thing? Do you need to do an export first from your PMS, or are we starting on APIs as well nowadays?
90% of what we do is API based.
Okay.
Yeah, and luckily, so most PMSs, account systems, they all have APIs that we can just get to, request the information, get it in, and integrate it into our data platform.
Fully automatic.
Fully automated. So we have next to the BI, we have an ETL platform: extract, transform, and load.
Oh, okay.
And with this ETL platform, that is especially super active during the night. It's connecting to all sorts of systems, grabbing the correct information and putting it in the correct database.
Do you think a lot of hotels use this? I mean, you're the owner of the company. How many hotels use this system worldwide? Or are you just in Europe? Or
we are in Europe currently. Currently, we're running about 200 hotel administrations.
Impressive.
Yeah. So that's.
And you can also do the brand comparison and.
We do internal benchmarking.
Okay.
We are not at the point yet where we are asking our clients, because for that, to be able to do external benchmarking, we would need our clients at some point. Do you want to receive the benchmark information from other clients that are in the system? But for that, you also have to allow us using your information. We can anonymize that, of course, and then you can get very interesting information from there as well.
Would be very cool, I guess. Well,
very cool, very cool.
Is it on the roadmap?
It is definitely on the roadmap. I think we need a bit more mass for that, but it's definitely something that's on the roadmap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. And the whole system lives in the cloud or on a local
all
database?
Cloud-based. No, it's all cloud-based.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about security? Anything we need to keep in mind?
I mean, not really. Basically, we have our data centers here in the Netherlands. So the information for now will never leave the Netherlands. Security-wise is something that you always have to take into account.
Right.
So you always have to make sure that all your systems are tested again and again and again. Have security audits. Make sure that you are constantly staying ahead of vulnerabilities. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we talk about forecasting, making it easier not to use this Excel sheets anymore. But it's Statler.bi, so it's more than just forecasting.
Definitely. No, it's more like it grew from just a forecasting and budget platform into more like a BI environment. So what we do, one of our core functionalities, and it's so basic, but we grab all this information during the night, and then in the morning we start sending out emails.
Like the dailies that we used to have in the past. Or?
The old dailies, but since we have so much information in the platform, all our dailies look more complete than what we used to have in the future. But we start sending it out in the morning. Everybody is up to date. The general manager, once he gets in the car, he has a daily on his phone. He can start making phone calls if necessary. So basically, what we try to do is make sure that we deliver the correct information at the right time to anybody who needs to have that information.
All automated.
All automated.
No more putting in the covers, putting in a number of rooms.
No. As I said, 90% of the data we grab is automated.
Okay.
Some platforms just don't have the covers available.
Okay.
In any way. Then we do have a manual input module. So we have some clients that have a POS system that don't send out the covers. People can then add it during the night.
Okay.
It's super easy. You just log in, add the covers for the day, and that's it. And we also grab that and use that within the reporting as well.
Okay, so we do budgeting, we do forecasting, we do the dailies.
Yeah.
What else?
We do, well, in terms of output and reporting, we do balance information. We pull balance information as well. P&L information, balance information from the account system. So if you do your P&L forecasting and your balance forecasting. We do, for example, cash flow forecasting also from the system for one hotel or consolidate it over a chain. So that's what we do. We do basically all the financial reporting that a hotel uses and requires during the year.
So you're saving a lot of hours for the hotels then?
Definitely, yeah. And I think that by automating it, you also make sure that you remove many of the errors, right? And especially things that you need to do on a daily basis, inputting some data every day, creating a daily every day. There's going to be errors. There's going to be times that it's forgotten. There's going to be, so that's what we try to achieve.
100% specialized on hospitality. You don't do anything else besides hotels, well, hostels, I think.
We do hotels, hostels. We do restaurants as well, but that is not in our core sales efforts. So, but we have clients that also have next to their hotels, they operate restaurants as well. Yeah. So then we can just go ahead and incorporate that into the reporting as well.
You have all the data. Does this mean that you can do any report that's requested? Or is it a standard package of reports and you have all the reports covered already?
Well, I said we've been doing this for about 10 years now. Yeah. So we have most of the reports I think that we have. Initially, we developed a couple of standard reports. Yep. The more clients we got, the more requests we got. So we've been developing, currently we have over 100 reports with a couple of hundred KPIs in the platform. And we have now standardized this in dashboards and reports. So we have this standard set, right? Yep. So when we install a new client, they get the standard set. If they need any changes, no problem. We can do that just as easily.
And if you do new requests or you work on new requests, you put them on your roadmap or whatsoever, you do a sprint or you develop that.
Yeah.
Will that information be available for all your customers?
Yes. Well, yes and no. We try to assess if a request is going to be useful for all our clients.
Of course.
If not, we will just do it on the output side. We can just build a very specific report for a client. And we've done that many times. On the core functionality side, we only implement new functionality if we think that it's going to benefit our whole client population. Yeah.
Very nice. So we cover all the departments basically, right? F&B, housekeeping, front office.
Yeah. All those. So we basically, the Ustali standard has a couple of, all the revenue departments, right? Mm-hmm. It's rooms, F&B, then there's minor operating departments, and then rental and other income. So we have those. Yep. Then there's a couple of departments which is the cost, accounting in general, sales and marketing, property operations, right? Those types of accountants. And then there's all the data that goes below the GOP. Obviously, we have an energy department as well. So especially nowadays, right, with the fluctuating energy prices, it's nice to look at the financial cost of the energy. Of course. But if you want to make a point of reducing your energy, it's more interesting to look at the cubic meters used than the financial component. Yeah. Because that is sort of out of your reach. So we also have non-financial dashboards with all types of information coming in that have an energy component, that have an HR component, that have a guest component. Looking at, for example, we built interfaces with guest appreciation systems. So, for example, we have an interface with Review Pro. We grab all the information during the night and we display it on the daily. So for that hotel, they will get their information and say, okay, this is what the internet thought of us yesterday, the last 30 days and the last year. And they put in budgets for that as well, and they steer on that as well.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Final question, AI, Maarten.
Yeah.
Anything you expect from that for your platform?
No, a lot. Yeah.
Or is it already in there?
No, we haven't implemented any AI yet. I think personally, we are still working very hard every day to get people from Excel sheet into a sort of a unified platform. I think the AI, personally, my belief is that AI is first going to be on the revenue management side. Yeah. I think that's where it's going to be.
For the predictions.
Yeah, for predictions. I mean, because now revenue management usually does a suggestion of a price. Then there's a revenue manager that says, yes, but maybe here and there, and I know that this event is coming, and et cetera, et cetera. That information, I think, in the end, is going to be automated.
Now it's a lot of rules, and in the end, it will be AI, right?
I think that's going to be all AI. Okay. But also what we do, right? Creation of a budget is nothing more than looking at a lot of types of data and then saying, okay, if you have a budget for last year and for the previous years, there is a trend. Now with COVID, there was a bit of a weird trend, of course, but we can compare 2023 to 2019, for example. But there is a trend. So it's easy in the future to have AI generate your budget.
Absolutely.
Instead of doing it yourself. And the challenge is feeding it with the correct information, feeding it with the correct logic, and then I'm sure it will be better at it than people doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Maarten, thank you very much. Thank you for your time here in the studio.
Absolutely, Sjors. Thanks.
For our viewers and listeners, I hope this was an inspiring session for you. Please subscribe to this podcast by clicking on the link. And remember, you can always check in, but never check out.